Then also Joseph Parker, which is, mate, I eyeballed that, and when he got knocked to the canvas, not the first time with the headbutt, but the second time, I was like, "Wow, this is real, Steph."
He was properly clocked. That was a proper punch, but it knocked him down. But he wasn't. He didn't get jelly legs. He wasn't in dizzy street.
No.
But he was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And but a hell of a good fight. Interesting thing about the point scoring. I don't know if you heard the point scoring. So one judge gave it by 1, one gave it by 3, one gave it by 5. That judge that gave it by 1, Joe Parker's the first time he went down, which wasn't a knockdown, but the referee called it. So it's a 10-8 round. If that hadn't happened, that judge would have had Joe Parker by 1.
Yeah.
So it was bloody close.
Yeah.
And, I really feel for Joe and gave his best. But you got to give props to Dillian Whyte. He just absolute desire.
He's an absolute monster, though. Even through the 12 rounds, his punches, his body blows were so hard. He was chucking the kitchen sink at them at Park and Nisbo.
Yeah, look, he didn't look like an athlete, did he? But I was surprised he got the 12 rounds, to be honest. He faded badly in the last round. In fact, another round he probably would have lost the fight. But I just had the feeling when I saw them standing in the ring together with their arms around each other at the end, how much bigger Whyte was.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about how much broader he was. And I just wonder whether Joseph Parker is kind of handicapped by not being a big enough heavyweight. Whether he could actually fight as a light heavyweight, I'm not sure, but I just think he's probably not big enough. He was gutsy. I thought he fought damn well, actually.
Yeah, Dillian Whyte and even AJ, they just tower all those other big boxers. And
Deontay Wilder too. But
Yeah.
the thing about Dillian Whyte, the smarts about this guy, now I know he was running well below empty in that last round. He still had the mental fortitude. So he went down. That wasn't from a punch. He knew he was ahead on points and he knew he was in trouble. He took a knee.
yeah,
He wasn't knocked down.
Yeah.
And he just sort of went over and he thought, okay, so there's, the standing 8 or the 8 count, that's basically 10 to 12 seconds by the time they get you back up and dust off your gloves. There was 30 seconds to go in the fight, and he thought, I'll use 15 of them with an 8 count. I'm that far ahead on point. I thought that was smart.
Yeah.
And then he bear hugged him on the ropes
Brilliant.
for the last 10. The rest going, break. And you go, I ain't breaking because I got nothing left. I thought really smart by Dillian Whyte.
they were both gas mates, and it was smart boxing. And the thing is, if they went on for another 20 seconds, do you reckon Parker could have maybe had it?
Yeah, I think 1 or 2 more punches. In fact, I rewatched the fight and I think if Joe Parker had thrown 3 more jabs per round, he would have won that fight. It was really close.
Yeah.
It was really close. Where to from here?
Yeah.
Just give him a holiday. It's not up to us. Give him a bloody break. Let him have some time with the kids and refocus. But I really do feel like stage 1 of the career is over.
Yeah.
Does he do a stage 2, and how hungry is he? And I think a long break, like
Retirement.
no, 2 or 3 months. Just take it off. Don't stop. He's come out straight away, says I want to fight again, and you just know that if Tony Bellew or someone like that came out and offered him a fight in 2 months, he'd probably take it. But I think the best thing he can do for his future is actually have a proper break and sort out his hunger.
But is he doing that for the money, Nisbo? Because there's a lot of critics questioning his passion, especially after the AJ fight when he's walked away with millions.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's always a problem. I mean, the guy is now a multi-millionaire. There's no doubt about that. So you've got to say, well, what's his desire? I just get the feeling he wants to carry on and wants to prove something. He's only 26, very young by heavyweight standards. I just don't think that he will fight in New Zealand again because the audience is not big enough and neither is the money. I think he's got to relaunch either in the US or go back to the UK, and we're going to have to learn to live with that.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn's already said he's welcome back anytime. He is a good fighter. Don't forget, he is a really good fighter. He's fought 2 tremendous guys, and the guy's just lost who's going to get a world title fight. And there's 7 or 8, 10 other heavyweights still lurking. I mean, no one's talking about Luis Ortiz, Big Baby Smith. There's just so many. Brian Jennings. There's all these guys that are still there to fight. He's just dropped out of the top 5.
Yeah.
And these people saying he should just give it away. What, so all the fighters that aren't in the top 10 should just give it away?
Yeah.
Bugger off, he's a really good fighter. He's a former world champ.
And I know you're big mates with him, but Kevin Barry, should he still carry on in Joseph's corner?
Look, I don't question the desire, the commitment, the nous and everything that Kevin gives Joseph. But we've seen it in other sports that a change of environment, a new set of eyes, what it can do for some players.
Yeah.
And I guess the sport in New Zealand's in rugby. Malakai Fekitoa goes to the Highlanders, becomes an All Black. Waisaki Naholo leaves, and becomes an All Black. And it's just the change of environment. Gareth Evans to the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Had his best ever season. Joe would go into if he went to another trainer, a trainer would work on completely different things, which would freshen Joe as well. But KB has thrown as much into a fighter as any trainer in the history, except maybe Mike Tyson's trainer and maybe Muhammad Ali's trainer. Kevin pretty much sacrifices his whole life for Joe, and maybe they've become too close.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I heard
I don't know.
An interesting statement from someone who follows boxing quite well, that Kevin Barry should actually maybe move out of the house and stop babysitting them because Joe's getting older, and maybe that's the hindrance in the relationship.
He lives there when they're in camp, and he eats with them, and he sleeps in the same house. They swim in the same pool, and Joe still does have his own life, but maybe it's too close, and that's something Joe's going to have to come up with.